Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be working on the old 220. If you guys ain't seen that video yet when I hauled that tractor in a month ago, make sure to go check it out because it's a pretty good video. But as many of you guys know, this 220 here came in with diesel in the crankcase. So I pulled the injectors off, pulled the injectors out, and got them sent off. And I was going to do a video for you guys, but I got busy and forgot to film for you guys. But I got the pump and injectors back, and I already got the pump slapped on there. So sorry about that, but it's pretty easy, not too hard to get on. So I'm sure there's other YouTube videos out there that show you guys how to put a pump on. And then I've got 3 injectors in so far. I got 3 more to go. 2 of them just need cleaned. The other one needs a washer out and cleaned. But it's been a pain in the butt because you gotta make sure to get them washers out and clean the holes really good before you put new injectors in. But the pump needed a lot of work. It was pretty disgusting is what the pump guy told me. So it's all good to go now. And the injectors needed a lot of work as well. So here's 3 injectors I left out just to show you guys. But he cleaned them up real good. And he did have to put brand new tips on them. And those are pretty pricey. They ain't cheap. So hopefully this thing, that's probably why it was smoking, because the pump and injectors were just gross. So hopefully it clears up all the smoke. It runs like a top now and is ready to go. So I guess what I'm going to do now, since you guys on the tripod, get this last injector or washer out of there, clean the rest of the holes up, get these injectors in, get all the lines put on, and fuel bled, and see if it runs or not. Injection pump, all the lines and the injectors are all in. Valve cover gasket's changed. I guess we'll see if it starts or not. I did change oil and fuel filter as well, so should be all right to go. Primer up a little bit more. See what happens. Still no smoke. We are leaking. Oh, which one now? Took it down the road, and 95% of everything is looking good so far. This cover right there, that one, I guess I didn't put enough RTV on it and it's leaking, but I guess if that's the only issue, then oh well. So it is pretty warm now, and I'm not seeing any other leaks, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I haven't checked to see if it's still getting diesel in the crankcase or not. I have to put an hour, 30 minutes on it, see if it's getting diesel in the crankcase or not. And then hopefully it's not, fingers crossed, but if it is, I have to dive even deeper to figure out what the issue is. So yeah, here she is, running pretty good, sounding pretty good. Yeah, sounding pretty good, so getting dogged out now. Probably gonna call her a day. Pick this thing back up tomorrow and get that leak fixed and maybe hook a plow to it or something and go do some field work. Alrighty, so let's pretend I just pulled into the field here and I went to set the cultivator down over there and it was unlevel. So only one side was, the right side was digging in deeper than the left side was. So I had to stop and adjust my draft arms, which is the center arm here. I call it a draft arm. Some people call it the center link or lift point, which I call it the draft arm. So this side was down lower than that side was. So I got out of the tractor to come adjust it, and I adjusted it once, got back in the tractor, it's still off. So then I got back out of the tractor and went to adjust it again, got this one up as high as I could, and then let that one down, and then the tractor died on me. So I was thinking it was a fuel related issue because it was cutting in and out after starving for fuel. So I was like, well, maybe the sediment bowl here, the screen in there is clogged, and maybe it's not allowing fuel to the pump as much as it should, because when I primed it back up, it'd fire right back up. So I took the sediment bowl off, checked the screen. It was pretty nasty, not gonna lie. And I got it all clean, put back together, primed it up, and it still wouldn't fire because no fuel was coming out of the sediment bowl. So I was thinking, well, maybe a line was clogged from the tank to the sediment bowl. And just because I have no tools or air compressor here or anything, I was like, well, maybe, what if I loosen up the fuel cap? Maybe it's the fuel cap's junk. So I loosened up the fuel cap, turned the thingy off, or turned it back on from the tank because I had it off just so fuel wouldn't leak all over the ground. And fuel started coming out of the sediment bowl. So that led my issue to the fuel cap. The fuel cap is junk on this thing. So right now I'm running it loose, just sitting on there. When it's tight, it's not allowing the pressure to come out of the tank. So then it's causing a vacuum and not allowing the fuel to go to the sediment bowl, which is starving the engine for fuel and not letting it run right. So I got that all squared away, and as you guys can tell, as you'll see here later on in the video, the old 220 is running strong. So I guess what I'm gonna do now is finish this field up, and hopefully you guys enjoy the drone footage and the rest of the footage I got for you. Today's Bible verse is going to be coming out of Proverbs chapter 18, verses 15 and 16. And it says, "The mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. A gift opens doors for a man and brings him before the great." This 220 is a freaking beast. It'd pull this thing at half throttle. Well, it does pull this thing at half throttle. I just like to rev her up a little higher. We aren't going as deep as it can go just because the rear end is not heavy enough. I'm thinking the right-hand tire there doesn't have fluid in it. This one definitely does because it don't spin. But that one, I'm thinking they took the fluid out of it for some odd reason. So it's just spinning if you go too deep. This one don't spin at all. So it needs to be a little heavier to be able to sink this thing down in the ground farther. But I think it's got plenty of power to sink it down all the way. Just needs some more weight on the rear. I'm not sure how deep I'm going right now. Probably fairly deep. Yeah, we're going fairly deep. That's probably every bit of 6 inches. Every bit. Yeah, that's every bit of 6 inches. So doing pretty good. As you guys seen in the beginning of the video, we're having a bunch of struggles with the tractor, keep wanting to die, and I think I got all them worked out. And she's working this ground up pretty good. Probably a little wetter than it should be, but we're getting her done. We ain't stuck yet, so that's probably all that matters. We are hitting some compacted ground right up there, so it is wanting to spin, going a little deeper, but raise it up a little bit and it gets through it just fine. So yeah, I guess I'll sit you guys back on the tripod and keep tearing some ground up. Well, I guess I can show you guys what it is doing now since it died on me again. So here's what it's doing. As you can tell, very slow drip. There should be 2 streams coming out of here. And yeah, it's a slow drip. It started starving itself for fuel again. I'd stop, and this time I just let it die on its own. And yeah, here's why. Because it's starving for fuel. So this tank, I think I'm gonna have to clean the tank. I cleaned the sediment bowl already. It's got some nastiness in it, so probably gonna have to clean this tank. I did buy it with a full tank of fuel, and it's in between a 1/2 and 3/4 now. So I burned a lot of fuel through it today, which is good. It probably needed it. He said I hadn't been ran in a few years just because getting fuel on the pan, which is why I got it cheap, and it ain't getting fuel on the pan no more, so that's a good sign. But it is having fuel issues due to a dirty tank. So I guess there could be worse things that could go wrong with this thing, so I guess this is a simple fix anyways. I'll just have to drain this tank and run some cleaner and stuff through it, and then put some fresh fuel in there, and it should be all ready to go. So I guess I'm gonna have to call for a ride and get my truck here and some tools, and I guess try to get this thing, the line blew out, to get fuel to it, to get it up to that barn or something, to finish draining the tank and getting it all cleaned out. But I was about done with the field anyway, so it looks pretty good. So I was just gonna do a couple passes here on the end row. I wasn't even gonna finish the field, but looking pretty good. Probably a little wetter than it should be, but it got the job done. The old 220. This thing is a strong runner. This is a strong tractor. Just got a few issues here and there, but I didn't expect to be using it this soon anyways. Figured the pump and stuff would take a lot longer, but yeah, she's all on there and ready to go. But I don't know. I'll get this issue resolved and this tractor running tip top 100%. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And want to see more videos of the 220 in action. I got the 6-pound plow drug out, but I think I'm gonna have to add some weights and stuff, or get some new tires and whatnot to be able to pull it, just because I don't think there's enough booty in this old girl. There's enough horsepower, just because I turned that pump up 10%, but there's just ain't enough traction and weight on the rear. So I guess I'll either have to buy some new rubber or put some weights on there, and then she should have plenty of traction. Already has plenty of power, so then it should pull that 6-bottom plow just fine. That's as long as they don't sell this thing before all that happens. But at least you guys get one good video of field work with the old 220. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button for me. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it, because you never know what I'm going to be doing or what I'm going to be hauling in. So yeah, I guess make sure to stay tuned to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.